Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture session and the course Energy Laboratory. The subject code is 18MEN58. I am Satish H, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. So in this lecture session, we are going to conduct the experiment on the a torsion viscometer. Okay. So this torsion viscometer, the aim of this experiment is to determine the viscosity of the given oil at different temperatures using a torsion viscometer. So before going to the operators and then the calculations and conduction, we need to understand what is the importance of viscosity. So how does this viscosity varies with the temperature, and then how do you classify this viscosity, and then what is if the viscosity is very high, what happens, and then if the viscosity is very less, what happens. Viscosity is defined as it is a resistance offered to the flow of fluid. So if a fluid is having a higher viscosity, so it is thick in appearance and the resistance to the flow is very high. So for example, you can take the tar or honey or a lubricating oil, okay, which are very high, having a very high viscosity, and then resistance to the flow is very high. So and then if the viscosity of a liquid is very low, for example, if you take the water, okay, then the flow is very easy. That means the fluid flows easy, okay. So examples are water, okay, so etc. So and then viscosity can be like given as mu is equal to tau divided by du by dy. Okay, so mu is the notation for the viscosity, and tau is the shear stress, and then du by dy is the rate of shear strain. Okay, according to this relation, we can define the viscosity as it is a shear stress caused per unit rate of shear strain. Basically, the viscosity are broadly classified as dynamic viscosity and then kinematic viscosity. Okay, so dynamic viscosity having the units, the SI units of dynamic viscosity are Newton second per meter square, and then SI units for kinematic viscosity. And kinematic viscosity is simply the ratio between dynamic viscosity to the density of the fluid. And then the units, the SI units for the kinematic viscosity are meter square per second. Okay, so let us see. Okay, whenever there is an application, you should have a fluid which is having an optimum viscosity. Okay, that means with the one of the parameter which affects this viscosity is the temperature. Okay, the temperature and viscosity are inversely proportional. If the temperature increases, that means to say the viscosity of the particular fluid is going to go down. So what happens if the viscosity is more is the frictional forces are very high, okay, and then the fluid motion is very sluggish, and the power losses are more, okay, and then it requires a lot of energy to drive through the system when the viscosity is very high. And then if the viscosity is less, okay, so the main important function of this fluid having a viscosity is that it is used as a lubricating oil. If the viscosity reduces, then the lubricating capability of that oil will reduce, and then the rubbing of the moving parts, okay, will happen, and then the wear might take place. Also, less viscosity can cause the leakage of this fluid, probably the internal leakage as well as the external leakages. Okay, so this is a brief introduction to what you mean by the viscosity, how it depends on the parameter temperature, and how do you classify the viscosity, and then what happens if the too high viscosity is there and then too low viscosity is there. Okay, so there are various ways in which one can find out the viscosity of the fluid. Okay, so in today's session we are going to use equipment which is called as torsion viscometer in order to determine this viscosity. So as I said, the aim of the experiment is to determine the viscosity of the given oil at different temperatures using the torsion viscometer. The operators we need are the torsion viscometer, and then we need a temperature in order to measure the oil temperature, and then we need a cylinder size. Okay, so here in the viscometer we kind of use a cylinder and then a wire. Okay, the cylinder is normally given measured in terms of the inches. The diameter is given in terms of the inches. So this is 1 5 by 8 inches. Okay. So and then wire also we use 36 SWG. That is the wire, the standard that we are going to use. SWG is a standard wire gauge. Okay. So how do you select this cylinder size and then the wire sizes? It is depends upon the fluid for which we are going to measure the viscosity. Okay. So by the manufacturers we get the catalog. Through the catalog we come to know that so for which fluid you are going to use which type of a cylinder and then which type of a wire gauge. Okay. So basically in the operators we have a flywheel and then which is circular in shape and then which is having a pointer and then it is suspended from the torsion head with the help of this wire that is we are using, that is called as a SWG 36 standard wire gauge 36, a torsion wire. So and then we have provided a circular disc around this flywheel and then we are attaching a cylinder that is selected, that is 1 5 by 8 inches cylinder to the bottom of that flywheel. So and then we are going to take the oil in a container or the cup and then we are going to immerse that a cylinder into the completely immerse that cylinder into the a cup which is containing the a fluid for which the viscosity has to be measured, and then we are going to rotate that the flywheel. Okay, so through one complete rotation, that is 360 degrees, and then we lock it with the locking pin, and then once we will release that locking pin and then it makes one complete rotation, that is 360 degrees. Because of the momentum of the flywheel, it will actually go further. That means it will record further graduations on the flywheel. Okay, so we have to note down those graduation it is making behind 360 degrees, behind one complete rotation of this the flywheel. Okay, so that is what we are going to note down. So with the help of a chart, okay, that is called as a Redwood's chart, we are going to note down the Redwood seconds. That Redwood seconds, that is denoted by capital R, that is used for the calculations to calculate the kinematic viscosity of the given oil. Okay, so that is a procedure or the experimental setup for the torsional viscometer. Okay. Now let us conduct the experiment, that is a torsional viscometer, to find the viscosity of the given liquid. So this is the experimental setup we have. So basically in this we have a flywheel which is attached with a needle here. Okay, so a needle is attached to the flywheel and then it is suspended freely in a horizontal position with the help of a wire. Okay, that is the SWG, that is 36 we have taken, that is a torsion wire. With the help of that we have suspended this flywheel here. Okay, so one end of this wire is attached to the torsion head. Okay, this point is called as a torsion head, and then one more the function of this torsion head is you can adjust this length of this wire as well. Okay, you can adjust the length of this wire using a torsion head here. So to the other end of this the flywheel, this is the flywheel, so to the other end we have attached this cylinder. Okay, this is called as a cylinder here. Okay, so the cylinder that we have selected is 1 5 by 8 inches. Okay, so as I explained before while explaining the theoretical part of this experiment, so I said depending upon the type of the fluid we are going to select a type of a cylinder. So we selected 1 5 by 8 inches, okay, diameter of the cylinder. Okay, and then the wire, the torsion wire that we are using is 36 SWG. Okay, so around this the flywheel we have a circular scale. Okay, so which is graduated in degrees. Okay, one complete rotation of this circular scale reads, okay, 360 degrees. So this is a basic experimental setup. So and then normally the suppliers or manufacturers of this torsion head will supply a catalog in which they would have mentioned the which type of the wire and then the cylinder you should use for which type of an oil. Okay, based on that the catalog you should select this select the type of the cylinder and then the wire. Okay, so that is about the experimental setup. Okay, let us go to the procedure how to conduct this experiment. Okay, so for conducting the experiment you have something called as a leveling screws here. Okay, so by adjusting these leveling screws you have to make the apparatus, okay, which is in a same level, or they in the a correct level. So and then we are going to take the oil in a cup. Okay, so this is a hydraulic oil, I'm sorry, this is the oil we are going to take, for which we need to measure this the viscosity. So next what I am going to do is first we have to, in our tabular column, we have to record the temperature of the fluid we are going to use. Okay, so using the thermometer, I am going to insert this thermometer into this one here, the oil here. So the temperature that we are getting is about 26 degrees. Okay, so that temperature you have to record, so in the tabular column. So after measuring the temperature, so I am going to place this the fluid like which is contained in the cup. Okay, so on the stand provided here. Okay, so now this cylinder is above this fluid. Okay, so you should make sure that cylinder is completely immersed in the fluid. Okay, so how to do that? There is an adjustment screw here. So if you lift this, okay, you can make a lift. Okay, so you can just pull it up like this. Still not immersed. I'm not. Now the cylinder is completely immersed in the fluid, or the fluid. So I'm going to tighten this screw so that it doesn't come down. Okay, now so the cylinder that we are using is completely immersed in the fluid now. So next what we have to do is, as I said, we have a flywheel, we attached with a pointer attached to this one. Okay, so you have to make sure that flywheel exactly pointing to the zero, that is 0 degrees. Okay, so now if I look at here, okay, it is not exactly at the 0. So what I am going to do is, so with the help of this torsion head, okay, so this is a torsion head, I am going to adjust that to the 0. Okay, so just slightly rotating this, now it is slightly moving. Okay, it is very sensitive, so slowly you have to do this. Okay, so now the pointer of the flywheel is exactly pointing to the 0 way. Okay, so that you have to do with this the torsion head. Okay, so next thing what you have to do is you have to rotate this flywheel in an anti-clockwise direction for full rotation. That means 360 degrees you have to rotate. Again, after rotation, the pointer has to come back to the 0. Okay, so I am going to do this. Okay, with the hand only. So you can just rotate. I am rotating now. Now it is reading 90 degrees. Okay, 270 degrees, and then it came back to 0 now. Okay, so now what I am going to, I am now holding at 0, the pointer is pointing to the 0. So I am going to release my hand so that the flywheel rotates. Okay, it rotates one complete rotation, but it doesn't stop at the complete rotation, the 360 degrees. Okay, because of the momentum of the flywheel, it is going to rotate further. Okay, so I am interested in, after completing a 360 degrees, how much graduations it will go further. Okay, so let us see this. So now it is rotating, one complete rotation. Now it stops at this point here and then comes back. Okay, the point at which it is stopping is, okay, it is 150 degree, 150 graduation, that is 150 degrees. Okay, that you have to note down. Okay, so from that, after noting this down, okay, you have to come to this chart. So in the chart, what we have is on the y-axis we have a viscometer dial degrees. Okay, and the x-axis you have a Redwood seconds. Okay, so now 150 graduations. Okay, so it is somewhere here, like you are using a wire which is of SWG, that is the diameter of the wire, or the standard wire gauge of 36. It is coinciding at this point, and then if you draw the down here, okay, so it will coincide at this point. For example, it is coinciding at 600, okay. That value you have to note down. That is the 600 Redwood seconds. That value you have to note down. That completes a tabulation, okay. So from the Redwood seconds, you can going to compute this the kinematic viscosity, okay. So after this, conducting for a 26 degrees, that is the first trial. So you have to again lower this. Lower this, just rotate this one and then take out the oil pan. Okay, so now I am going to increase the temperature of the oil. Okay, we have provided with this electric stove. You have to keep this oil pan on the electric stove. Make sure that there is no oil on the outer surface of this container. And then I am going to switch on this electric stove now. So wait for some time so that simultaneously you can insert this thermometer into this one. Now the initial temperature was about 26 degrees, and then now we are going to wait until the temperature rises. Okay, slowly the temperature is increasing. Now the temperature of the oil has reached 30 degrees. That means 4 degrees rise in the temperature. Okay, so I will just stop the heating. Switch off this electric heater and then take the container or the cup and place it again and then just rotate this one. So as you did in the first case, just loosen up the attachment and then just rise it. Make sure that whole of the cylinder is immersed in the fluid. Okay, now what is the change for the second reading is only the temperature of the oil is changed. Okay, so you have to repeat the experiment. Okay, so as we did in the first trial, that means first adjusting it to the 0. Now if I look at it, okay, it is exactly at the 0th position. So what I am to do is I have to give the rotation. Okay, so one complete rotation to this flywheel. Now exactly one complete rotation is given in an anti-clockwise direction. I am going to release this one and it is making one rotation plus 210 degrees. Okay, so that is the reading you have to note down. That is a circular scale reading. Okay, so with the help of this chart, you have to note down the corresponding Redwood seconds. That seconds will be Redwood seconds, that is capital R is used to measure the kinematic viscosity of the fluid. Okay, so this is about the experimental setup and then the procedure to conduct the experiment of torsional viscometer. Thank you. Okay, so coming to the tabular column, okay, these are the tabulated values from the experiment. Okay, so we have the 3 trials we have taken, and then this is the temperature of the oil. Okay, for example, at room temperature 26 degrees centigrade, we have taken the tabulated the values. And then we are going to heat up the oil. What we are going to find out the viscosity of that oil. So we are going to heat up and then measure the temperature with the help of a thermometer. And then it is about 30 degrees, 4 degrees more than the first trial, that is 30 degrees. And then again we are going to heat up for the third trial, that is 39 degrees. We are taking the readings. Okay. So if you come to the first trial here, okay, number 1, and then 26 degrees is the temperature of the oil, that is measured in degrees Celsius, and size of the cylinder. Okay, so based on the given oil, we selected the size of the cylinder as 1 5/8 of an inch. Okay, and wire diameter, that is SWG, that is standard wire gauge, that is 36. Okay, so these two are based on the fluid that we are using. And then circular scale reading, that is in degrees. Okay, that means when you rotate, as you've seen in the experiment, okay, when you rotate that the flywheel through one complete rotation, 360 degrees, and then release the locking pin, it will go complete 360 degrees, and then it further rotates. Okay, that further rotation is noted down here, that is 150. The graduations it is taking. Okay, so and then this is Redwood's seconds. That is from the chart we have noted this reading. and then we use this formula in order to calculate the kinematic viscosity here. Okay, so what is this formula? Let us look into this one. So this mu, that is a notation for kinematic viscosity, which is equal to 0.260 into r minus of 179 divided by r into 10 to the power of minus 6. If r, that is, what is r here? It is a Redwood seconds, okay, which lies between 34 and then the 100, okay. So if the r is lies between 100 and then the 2000, we are supposed to use this formula, that is given by mu is equal to 0.247 into r minus of 50 divided by r multiplied by 10 to the power of minus 6, okay. So let us take this first trial. Okay, so we have 26 degrees here, and then we got the Redwood seconds. It is 150. So definitely, of course, it is in between this range here, 100 and 2000. So we are going to make use of this formula. So here, for T is equal to 26 degrees, and R is equal to 650. That is the Redwood seconds. And then mu is equal to 0.247. I am going to substitute same thing here into r minus of 50 divided by r into 10 to the power of minus 6. Okay, wherever the r is there, we are going to replace that with the 650 here. Okay, so 0.247 into 650 multiplied by 50 divided by 650 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So after simplifying this, you will get the kinematic viscosity of the given fluid as mu is equal to 1.6047 into 10 to the power of minus 4. So meter square per second. That is a unit for the kinematic viscosity. So this, I have written the same thing here, the 1.604 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter square per second. Okay. Similarly, we have to repeat the experiments for the different oil temperatures. Okay. I am going to heat up the oil. Now it is 30 degrees centigrade. So what is the, like, this remains the same. The cylinder, we are not going to change it because it depends upon the type of the fluid. As well as wire diameter, I am not going to change the wire as well. So that is remains the same for all the readings. And then I got the circular scale reading as 190 and Redwood seconds as 460. I will get this value as 1.1351 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Okay. Similarly, you have to repeat the third trial as well. So here, still we are going to heat up the oil. Now the temperature is 39 degrees, and then by solving this, we will get this kinematic viscosity as 0.788 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter square per second. Okay. So after getting these values, okay, so we have plotted a graph which is between kinematic viscosity versus the temperature. Okay. So on the y-axis, we have taken the kinematic viscosity, that is in meter square per second. On the x-axis, we have a temperature that is in degrees Celsius. Okay. So like 26, 30 and 39 are plotted on the x-axis, and these values are going to plotted on the y-axis. Okay. So after like plotting the 3 points, you are going to join this with the curve, and then you can see from this curve, as the temperature increases, your viscosity reduces. Okay, so that is the relation between the temperature and then the viscosity we have. So this is about the experiment, like the torsional viscometer. So that the tabular column and as well as the calculation related to this one. So now we will look onto some of the important Viva questions which are related to the torsional viscometer.